Hey crafters! In this video I'm going to show you how to use the Lawn Fawn Magic Iris and incorporate it into any card. Plus, I'm going to be making a card perfect for the dog lover in your life. Hope you enjoy! So this card design was inspired by an older Lawn Fawn set. This is called Critters at the Dog Park, and this stamp set has some very cute little dogs. I actually bought this stamp set used on eBay, or as I like to think of it, I adopted these. So I'm just stamping them with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink and stamping it with my stamping platform just to make sure that the stamps are nice and dark. Now, using a piece of 5 by 7 inch card, I'm going to create a beautiful sky. And I thought it would be interesting to incorporate the Magic Iris die into a background. So using a 5 by 7 inch card, it really gives you the space to do this. So I'm starting with some broken china Distress Oxide at the top here. And then I'm going to add in some Speckled Egg Distress Oxide. These two blues work really well together and give you a beautiful sky. So then I'm just going to blend these two colors together until I'm happy. I'm going to leave the bottom white for now because I'm going to add some grass along the bottom here. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to set it aside to completely dry. Now for the grass piece, instead of blending on the bottom, I'm going to use a separate piece of paper. This is also 7 inches long, but it's only about 2 inches high. And I'm just blending on some mowed lawn at the top here, and then some pine needles at the bottom. These two greens are my favorite greens for grass. So once that's blended, I'm going to use my Lawn Fawn grass die to cut this. Now because this is a bit longer than the actual die, I will have to run it through my die cutting machine twice. That's the downside of using 5 by 7 inch cards. But it's easy enough to do. All you need to do is line up the die like this and tape it in place. And then once you have die cut it, just move the die across and it lines up beautifully and will give you a continuous look. So I'm just going to glue the grass onto the sky piece using my PVA or white glue and a detailed glue applicator. Perfect. So now I thought my scene needed some clouds, but I didn't have a very small cloud die. And then I realized I could use the one from the reveal wheel. So this is the Puffy Cloud reveal wheel add-on. And the great thing about this is it gives you this stitched detail. So I applied the outline to the clouds first, where I wanted my clouds to be. And then I glued the inside of the clouds on top. You could always do this in a different color depending on the scene that you're making, but I wanted my clouds to be white to give me this beautiful park background. I could see doing a different inside and outside of these clouds if I wanted a more magical background. So now I'm just going to trim off the excess clouds here. And then using my Magic Iris die, I'm going to place it on my scene. And I'm going to make sure there's enough on the right hand side of the card so that I haven't cut too close to the edge. So now I've got the top of the Magic Iris die, which is the same color as my background. I've also got the inside of the Magic Iris as well. So now for the rest of the pieces for my Magic Iris die, I'm going to color them with this Speckled Egg Distress Oxide as well. Just be careful if you do use distress inks or oxides on these pieces. Make sure they're completely dry before you assemble your card so that the paper isn't weak. So I've got the 3 rings here and the top of my magic iris and my 3 sausage-like pieces, the 3 rectangular pieces, and my pieces that I need for the lever on the side. Now I used a bit of scrap paper for the top of that lever, and that rainbow striped paper is just from the Lawn Fawn paper set called Really Rainbow. And I just added the black arrow to create a contrast there. So I'm just going to assemble the magic iris here, put the 3 sausage pieces in. Now my top tip for using the magic iris is to make sure you have glue dots. I haven't had any luck using other types of adhesive on this die. So these very small glue dots, which are the same size as that embossed X, is the way that I have the most luck using the magic iris die. So they're very tiny. And I'm just going to put the second ring on top and then turn it over to add those rectangular pieces. Now I attached these rectangular pieces so that the inked side would show rather than the white side. Once these are secure and you've given them a few seconds to dry, just gently move the magic iris until it's closed, add on the 3rd ring and glue it shut. And before you glue it, don't forget to add the lever. I did forget to add it at this point, but don't worry, I'm going to add it in a second there. Or else you won't be able to open and close your magic iris. That's the good thing about using wet glue. You can quickly fix your mistakes if you've made one before the glue sets. So just test your magic iris, make sure it can open and close before the glue sets. And if you're happy with it, then you can add on the top. And I love how that will line up beautifully with our background. And from the side, you'll only see that speckled egg color rather than white. So one of the things that inspired me to make this design was I wanted to challenge myself by not using any of the magic iris add-on dies. And I was thinking about those cards that have sentiments that are die cut and raised up with the same background paper. So this is how I came up with this idea, and I hope you like it. So I'm just going to glue this onto a 5 by 7 inch piece of card, and then I can add my sentiment and the magic iris die. Now you could add another sentiment on the top or bottom of the card, but I just wanted the sentiment to be inside the magic iris. So this one says, I rough you, and there's a cute little dog paw here. So this card would be perfect for Valentine's Day or even a friendship or birthday card for someone who just loves dogs. So I'm going to glue it in the center. And then I'm just going to put my magic iris on top just to see if it's lined up. But I'm not putting the die down until I'm sure it's in the right place. So now I'll just add that on top. And before the glue sets completely, I'm just going to open and close the magic iris die to make sure that it's still smooth and I haven't accidentally glued anything down. Now I'm going to close the magic iris and add on those cute little dogs. So I colored these off screen. I just used Copic markers and some white gel pen for the highlights. And I thought it would be neat to make this look like a dog park. And I wanted to make sure that I could place this small dog in the corner without it interfering with the handle. So once those are glued on, I'm just going to trim off the edge there. So you can add another sentiment to the front or some of those cute butterflies that come in the stamp set. but I thought I would add some sequins instead because I wanted to add a little bit of shine and sparkle to the front there. Once those are glued on, I can apply this to a 5x7-inch card blank and add my inside sentiment. So I just used the white glue again to adhere this, just to make sure it was lined up perfectly. Now this stamp set has a few more sentiments that come with it, and I'm going to make this a friendship card. So my inside sentiment is going to say, "Thanks for being my friend." And I put another paw print there. Perfect. So now you can see the completed card with the magic iris closed and the hidden sentiment revealed. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this inspiring. Be sure to subscribe so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. Have a crafty day!